The War Within is here, and I want to make sure we're properly prepped as we're walking into it. So whether you're brand new to the game or been living in Azeroth for quite some time now, here's a tidy little preparation checklist to make sure we got everything we need covered. First things first, you gotta go upgrade your gear. We may as well be as powerful as we can be walking into this next expansion. So right here in Valdrakken, you're gonna find a vendor that allows you to upgrade your gear. And we're in luck because it's using the currency that probably won't be moving forward with us. So either use it or lose it. The next thing I wanted to talk about is it's definitely time to take a look at any weak auras or add-ons you may have accumulated over the course of Dragonflight and see if there's anything you can clean up. I know nobody likes the maintenance work, but now's a better time than ever to just go ahead and dig through all this stuff. And you know I gotta say it, this goes for that quest log of yours and your bags as well. Get rid of any quests, because anything of importance you'll be able to pick back up at any time later on. And with your bags, same thing. Since we have the Warband Bank available to us, feel free to start throwing some things in there if you really don't want to get rid of it. But for the most part, it's safe to clean house. Next, let's take a quick look at our UI, keybinds, and even our macros. It's a perfect time to set up any commonly used macro like @cursor or @player, and even combine your racial abilities and your class or spec abilities. As we're not really getting a total rework in the War Within, we're just getting some additional talent trees, so all of our base abilities will remain the same. Take a good look at that UI of yours, see if there's anything to tidy up. Whether you're using the base UI or something like LVY, take some time to really focus in on that. And quick shameless plug, I did put up a video a few days back going over how to install LVY if anyone's looking for that. But after that, take a quick peek at your keybinds. See if there's anything you can add that you've been avoiding, or see if there's something you can even take away and just combine it with a macro. Just take a little look-see over all this stuff. Once you're all nice and tidy with your setup, it's time to hit up the auction house. There's just a few items that we should be aware of for a little quality of life bump while we're leveling. And they're all super cheap options now because everyone's just trying to get rid of all their crap. But the first thing you should look into is the Charge Vial of Alacrity. This is giving you 744 speed for 30 minutes. And this is nice because we won't be able to fly or mount the entire time while we're questing in these new zones. So it's going to save you a bunch of time while we're out there running around. And this goes hand in hand with some invisibility potions, giving you a way to get out of combat or just skip over packs that we're not trying to fight anyways. Also, take a look at some enchants. For your bracers, you can get the Devotion of Speed, increasing your speed by 175. We have a cloak enchant called Fortified Speed, which is another 80 speed on top of whatever we have already. For the boots, you can go with the Planesrunner Breeze, giving us an additional 250 speed. Whoo, we're gonna be flying. And we still have the classics we gotta talk about. We all know about the Goblin Glider kit by now. This thing is absolutely priceless. It's gonna allow us to activate a glider and glide down from high areas. I don't think we're gonna see as much of a need for this as we did in past expansions, but it definitely won't hurt having a few of these in our back pocket while we're all out and about leveling. And since we're here, think about grabbing some flasks, health potions, anything you feel that could help you out. Remember, at this point, all this stuff is super cheap, so go crazy to make sure you have the smoothest experience walking into this next expansion. The next thing we should go over is what we should focus on once we touch down in Khazalgar. So we're heading to this area in the bottom left hand corner of your world map, and we're first going to land on the Isle of Dorn. From there, you'll have a choice to pick where you'd like to level next, the same way it has been for quite some time now. On your first character though, we're not going to be able to reach max level with just focusing on that main quest line, so keep that in mind as you go. As long as you do a few side quests here and there in each zone, or maybe a dungeon or two, then by the time you finish your main quest line, you'll be max level. But with that being said, definitely focus in on these specific zone campaign quest lines. Not that there's a rush at all, it's just going to open up some additional endgame options like delves and other activities for us to do. Delves are the new solo player friendly content. These become available as soon as you level up and work through the zones. You can get into them by yourself or with up to 5 players, so you don't have to group up at all if you don't want to. Delves are going to offer us gear, some experience, and a variety of other currencies. We're only going to have 3 tiers to progress through until you hit max level though, so we're pretty restricted until we hit level 80. There's also going to be some new quest markers, so it would be a good idea for us to familiarize ourselves with those. We have the main campaign quest that has this shield background icon. Any quests that are currently in progress will have this ... icon, and the turn-ins will be the classic question mark. You can now also filter and check out any new icons that you may come across and find out exactly what it means. Just open up your world map and click on the map legend button. This is going to give you your book of icons and tell you exactly what everything means. The next thing I wanted to bring up to you guys is professions. And professions are getting a bit of an update, but if you enjoyed them in Dragonflight, well, you should be pretty excited because we're pretty much getting more of the same of that. It's a great time to try something new. The specialization trees in these professions have all kind of gone through some changes, and some different professions may be worth your time to look into. And once again, this Warband Bank is really coming through for us here, because now it's even possible to have like a gathering only character with, say, herbalism and mining, while your other toon has all crafting professions. And you could send what you've already collected to the Warband Bank, so this way all of your toons could use that material you collected whenever you need it. There's no more of this mailing everything around. So depending on how much time you have, this may be something you could really enjoy. They also give you a nice chunk of XP, especially for all the gatherers out there. Each plant you pick up, each mining node is all going to give you just a bit of XP. But not only that, every time you craft something for your first time, you're going to get your first time crafting bonus. And this is another option that you're going to get large experience gains from. And listen, if you're enjoying this video, think about hitting that like button for me. It helps me out a lot. Thanks so much, everybody. Another cool change in the XP gains boat is we're actually going to get bonus XP buffs for leveling new characters up to level 80. So when your first toon dings 80, you'll earn the 1 Warband Mentor achievement, granting all of your alts a 5% bonus XP gain from all sources. This is a permanent buff that's going to last the entirety of the War Within. So leveling is only going to get easier, and this is even going to stack up to 5 max level characters. So essentially, you can get up to a 25% bonus experience gain as you level any of your alts. It would also be your best bet to go log out in the Legion version of Dalaran. This is where we're going to start off our journey by picking up the initial quest line that takes us into the War Within. Park your character up there so you can get straight into the new stuff. But don't forget about your chips and dips. We got to stock up on some Red Bull and maybe a little Mountain Dew. Let me know down in the comments, how prepared are you? And are we ready for the War Within? Toodles!